I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what?
We're here for the World Cup, obviously, for the GTR World Cup. Drag racing is probably the oldest sport there is with motorsports in the world, I would think, ever since there was 2 horses. Somebody's want to be faster than the other, you know. So drag racing is deciding factor between talent, horsepower, speed.
I just take the money and the
GTRs have like a cult following. It's something that has been like that from the start. I don't know, it's the fact that they're all-wheel drive, twin turbo, the way the car is and the way it goes down the track, it's just an amazing car.
This is our 3rd, 4th, 5th, however many years this event's been going on, the GTR World Cup. We've been here every year supporting. As the event's gone on, so is our clientele numbers. So we've got, I think, 9 cars here this year competing.
It's a hobby, you know, guys want to have fun. They buy the car, they like it, they want to make it go faster. And yeah, it's a little harder to make these go faster than a dedicated drag car that maybe has an automatic transmission, the chassis specifically built for drag racing. But, you know, I think that's part of the challenge, part of the enjoyment people get out of it is getting over that challenge, figuring out how to make it go fast.
I gotta say it's probably, you know, the community around the car that is the most amazing thing. You could walk around this whole place and pick out anyone here and I can tell you a couple great things about them. The community is awesome.
My dad actually brought me home from the hospital in a Porsche. So I've always been addicted to turbo cars and everything. And when I graduated college, I thought about a Porsche 911 Turbo, and then I saw the GTR, and it was half the price difference, but the same performance level.
Rockin' with me, I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping. Sending emojis, I'm blowing a pack of that OG. Don't be acting like you know me, and if you did, that's the old me.
Nowadays, with the technology and stuff, we're averaging 2,000 horsepower out of a 3.8 liter V6 or 4.1 liter V6. And the crazy part about it is they're somewhat reliable at that power level.
Trying to count it up, don't be chilling with no load. And if I do, I'll be real with them.
What people usually see is the success. They don't see the failure. We go through a lot of failure. We break a lot of parts. We replace the parts. It's a constant learning process, and then we break a part, we make it stronger, we break the next part, make it stronger, it's a constant evolving.
When I was running high 7s, I told people it was very smooth. Now, get up over 2,000, it's getting pretty violent and pretty interesting being in the car.
I'm coming through, they want to see what I'm about. I got skills, do it for the thrill, I'm on a paper route.
My car makes about 32, probably 32, 300 horsepower. How does it feel? It feels like a donkey kick to the chest. I mean, it's a violent experience taking that car down the track. It's an amazing experience. It's a high that I can't find anywhere else.
I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping.
It's a lot to process in 7 seconds, you know, so I don't think you really have time to be scared. You're kind of just steering it and just trying to make it to the other end of the track.
Well, it's a pretty violent start, as you can see. If the car is spinning tires, very aggressive, and that's a challenge. You have a lot of torque being input in a very short amount of time, so it's very hard on parts. Transmission, drivetrain parts, it's very violent on those parts.
So driving these cars in stock form is pretty comfortable, especially as they've gotten to newer generations. They've become a lot more refined. You know, the 09s through 11s were kind of rugged, a little Nissan-y, if you will. but they've become a bit more exotic feeling and higher end feeling, in my opinion. You start to build them and you don't really lose any of the creature comforts until they're making, 2,500 horsepower. So, and I'm a little scared to say, I test drive these cars at 1,500, 1,600 and they're a bit boring for that.
It becomes an obsession. It's like a drug. You always want more power, more power, more power. And we went from 900 and we got it all the way up to 3,300 horsepower. It's just, you're never satisfied. You want to continuously get better, faster, quicker. So it's just a chase that never ends.
When we get to the point where we think we can turn it up and get away with it, the track's there, the car's working right, there's this anticipation like this could happen. And when it happens, it's beyond exciting. Like it's almost, I don't know that you could get it in any other form of, of a hobby or anything. It's beyond explanation. It's awesome.
So what does it for us? It's a ton of work getting these cars to this level and getting them to work right. And they don't always work right. For us, it's seeing the customer, seeing the car launch, seeing the customer do a pass, chasing that personal best. Sometimes it takes a while. It takes a couple events, sometimes it takes a year. It's that challenge. It's like these cars shouldn't be doing this. And for us to put the work in, figure out the parts and get the cars to do that, that's the challenge.
Yeah, the world record obviously is 654 by Giddy in extreme turbos. I'm sure everyone has that goal. That's a huge task. That jump from 6.8 to 6.5 is pretty overwhelming.
Ultimately, being in the 599 would be the best, would be something that we would be chasing. We're at a point right now where it's at the top. If we don't change anything, we're probably at the maximum that this platform can do right now. So we either have to go to rear-wheel drive, take a hell lot of weight off the car because it weighs 3,500 pounds with me, do something drastic to change the originality of the platform. So meaning from going from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, or going to a tube front, or doing something that will completely change the platform. We're resisting that. We want to keep it original, but we're at the time now at 654 where I think it's at the limit of that chassis. Every part in that car has been upgraded to either lighter or more powerful. Those are the two options. You're either going to have a lighter part or a stronger part, and every aspect of that car has changed.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool moments that happen that I don't see coming, and so it's really rewarding to see just, my customers have put all this time and money into investing to us, and then it pay off on the track. That's really rewarding.
Best, when I sent the log to Tony, he goes, "You let out early." And I was like, there's a lot going through my head in that short amount of time frame.
The faster and the smoother the pass is, the slower it feels. So half the time you're in the car and you're like, oh, that felt like shit, but then you get the slip and it was faster than you've ever gone.
We just finished putting this car together right before this race. It definitely scared me at first. The car was so fast. Finally got a little bit more used to the speed, and now it just feels like a rocket ship that I'm finally under control of.
If you're trying to save money, this is not the hobby or the platform for you. It's, like I said, it's just competition, so if you were way ahead of everybody, you wouldn't be motivated to do something else. But if you're just behind somebody, if you're running neck and neck with somebody, you're gonna, change something, buy something to take your car to the next level. So it's definitely pretty addicting. It's not something I would recommend.
But to sit on the line and to feel the power and how much noise, and it just rattles you to your bones. It's amazing for me to watch it on the line.
It doesn't scare you, like the car goes straight and it just does it repeatedly, doesn't miss a shift. Like they're really refined.